Also, by the way, before this video starts, please let me know in the comments, why do you think there are no black people in tech, or why do you think there are so few black people in tech? Before the video starts, no matter how ignorant you might think you sound, no matter how stupid you might think you sound, just go ahead and share. Maybe you learned something new, maybe you don't.
Push me, and then just touch me, till I can get my satisfaction.
This is a talk I've been wanting to have for so long, so I'm going to start with this. If you are closed-minded in any way, you got to go. If you don't like hearing people's life perspectives, just go. If you think because everything is great for you, it means it's great for everyone else, you gotta go. Share your opinions. Don't dislike the video because we're only talking about black people. I know on the internet it's fun to dislike things and just discuss any type of race because you don't want to hear it, but yet you clicked on the video. I've said enough. Anyways, to begin, welcome to Dummy Codes, where we talk about coding, where I do some coding, and sometimes we just have these conversations. Let's begin, because your boy doesn't have a script for this one. Probably shoulda had one. Blackity black. Why are there no black people in tech? And yes, I know there's more than 5 black people, but I'm serious. Why do you not see as many faces in tech as you would other faces like Asian people, white people, Indian people? I'm not gonna be ignorant and say it's all because of one issue. It's a little sprinkle of culture, a little sprinkle of racism, a little sprinkle of general ignorance, sprinkle of a lot of things, and that's just life, right? Unfortunately. Let me talk about my perspective personally. Even going through my coding boot camp, I didn't interact with a lot of black people. Like every time we would have like a mass school-wide like video call or Zoom call, I'd like do a game where I counted how many black people I could find, and it's typically just a handful, which is fine, right? Jesus Christ. Even further back when I was taking some college classes in computer science, I was typically the only black person in that class, or if even then there's like 2 or 3 more, right? 2 or 3 more might sound like a lot, but keep in mind, this is college. There's a lot of people in that class. Even further back, I don't really remember my friends having personal computers. Friends of color, people of color, whatever you want to say. Jesus, this is going to be a reckless video. I don't really remember a lot of them having personal computers. I was in a position where I was fortunate enough to have a personal computer. And by personal, I don't mean just like the family computer. I mean like your own laptop, your own thing where you go into your room and watch Netflix or other types of videos. Growing up, I started realizing how much of, an edge up I had. How many hours I wasted on a computer, yes, but at the same time, how many hours I wasted trying to learn new things, how much time I had to just have my own personal computer where I could edit my videos, how I started figuring out where I could find new resources, where the best places are to learn on the internet. That type of stuff comes with just having that downtime when you're younger, right? The older you get, obviously you get more responsibilities. You don't really have that much downtime. So trying to learn coding is not at the top of your list. Now, the reason why I bring up, having a personal computer or having that type of, let me rewind. When Bill Gates, yes, we're talking about Bill Gates randomly. I read a book called Outliers a couple years ago, and it talked about people like Michael Jordan or Bill Gates, or just people who stood out so much that there has to be a reason why they got to this point, right? And I'm paraphrasing, but in the book, it talks about how Bill Gates, we all know who Bill Gates is. He's very open in talking about how fortunate he was growing up, how wealthy his parents were. So it's not something like he's ignorant to. But he also talked about how damn near the only computer for miles or however far in the state, I don't know what he said, but point is that computer was up the street at a local college that he lived by, right? What does that mean for him? For him, that means he gets more practice than damn near everyone else in the country or damn near everyone else in the state. That gives you an edge up. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure it was hard, especially I can't imagine trying to learn how to program without Google. Oh God. A lot of people have to realize there are a lot of things out there that will give them just a little bit of an edge up in life, and that's okay. Sometimes you got to acknowledge it. Now, back to black people. Income, US median income, whatever the word is, never at the top of that list. Ever. Think about yourself right now. If you're a broke college student or like a broke anything, honestly, think about it right now. What are you focused most on? You're focused on paying your bills, right? So imagine you are a black mom or a black dad, struggling to pay your bills, and you have your kids. I don't think getting a family computer or getting them a laptop is going to be at the top of your list of things to do, especially if they don't need it. Absolutely. Especially if they have computers at the school to type their papers or a library to go to. It's really not going to be at the top of your list, right? And imagine you're that same kid when you grow up. More than likely, your parents aren't going to have the type of money to buy you a car or buy you gas or buy you, I was going to say buy you food. They're going to feed you, okay? It's not that bad. But sometimes things are going to be hard. So with that being said, you're going to have to get a job. With that being said, your typical teenage or younger downtime, you're not going to have to be sitting at home trying to learn how to program, right? That's just the income part. Now let's talk about the culture part. The culture part. There's so much. Every culture is different. Some stereotypes are true, like it or not, just is the case. Typically, if you have any type of low income situation in your family and you are just an athletic person, you've done sports all your life, there's really a reason for that. How many of you guys would daydream about being a movie star or like a sports athlete? There's a reason why. It's not because I hear when people say it's always been my dream because I love it. No, you love it because it's more than likely, if you get this right, it's going to make you a millionaire and you'll never have to worry about anything again in your entire life. And unfortunately, a lot of families push that more than push, focusing in school. It goes athletics and then school just barely like this, right? Even if it's to be a millionaire, whatever. All right. So say you don't want to be a millionaire. Say you want to just be able to get a scholarship to school and that's the only way your parents are going to be able to afford taking you to school. That's typically why they push being an athlete. You're trying to go to school, and if you're super lucky, you're trying to go to the next level where you make millions of dollars. So by the time you are in college or whatever, you're not thinking about computer science, or you're not thinking about computer engineering or whatever. Me personally, I had a different type of life. I know a lot of you guys don't know much about my personal life, which is surprising because I talk a lot. I immigrated here from Kenya when I was 9 years old. And typically immigrants are very focused on, we're coming here so you can have a better life, so just finish school. Surprise, surprise, I'm a college dropout. I was at the finish line, I said, bye. Typically that is the focus, right? And when you're an immigrant, money is tight. My mom told me she was a teacher at some point, which is crazy, but now she's a registered nurse. She has her master's and everything. So in my household, it was kind of half and half. She was like, pay attention to school, but at the same time, hey, this college stuff is going to be pricey, so you're going to have to figure it out. I got lucky in a way where my mom finished school and my stepdad at the time, he made good money and she started making good money. So I was in a better situation than a lot of people in my life. And I didn't even really realize, actually I did, because I went to a private school at some point for 2 years. I kind of sometimes wonder what my life would be like if I didn't have certain opportunities. What if I didn't have a computer to play around with when I was younger? Or what if I never got into this video stuff because I couldn't afford a camera? What if I never got into video stuff because I couldn't afford an editing system? Or what if the high school that I went to which was mainly white people, never had a video program that I joined to help me keep enjoying making videos? What if it couldn't afford something like that? My high school literally had $50,000 a year to blow away at camera equipment, and if they struggled spending $50,000 a year because they're like, we bought everything. Like that's a struggle my school had. And that's crazy to me. A lot of schools out there don't have things like, they had an engineering program, which I didn't really know about. That's why I came into computer science late. They had so many programs to help nurture students. And this is in a white neighborhood, in a white school. And I get why I have a chance to think the way I do and talk about coding. And I get why I got into coding or even found out about coding and I actually wanted to try it out and didn't get scared because I thought, oh, that's only for white people, or that's only for Asian people, or that's only for like super smart people. It's not like that for everyone. So many more black people out there who are more focused on just surviving to make it through school or to get that scholarship or athletic scholarship or whatever. And by the time they get to school, I feel like they just are focused on getting that degree, right? And then it goes into that area of people who just go to college to pick something because they want to pick something and because they're told to go to college. So they get like communications or business or something that they know they can manage and that won't really fully challenge them. And I'm not saying those degrees aren't challenging. I'm just saying, you know what I'm say you're a black student after college It's time for getting that job, right? All the FANG companies right now, Google, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, all the name brand companies who steal your data, they have less than 10% Black people working for them. And even, I'm confident enough to say, without even looking right now, less than 6%, less than 5% of their workforce are Black people or Latin people. A lot of reasons as to why those numbers come out like that. Google, please hire me. But it's not to say that these companies aren't trying to, get those numbers up, because it looks bad from the outside perspective. It looks bad because, yes, there is going to be some racism in there. Yes, there is going to be some different cultural looks in there. And like, I know a lot of Black people have to code switch when they go to work. Sometimes I wonder if I only get a call back because my name is Larry on my resume, because I've been in interviews when I was younger, when I had a beautiful intro phone call with people and they're like, oh yeah, come in for an in-person interview. And I go in for an in-person interview. They're like, oh, like I've literally had a moment with someone before. So that doesn't just end because you're not doing teenage jobs anymore. I don't think that ends in your professional life either. I get companies are trying. I know Twitter has an apprenticeship program. By the way, you guys keep a lookout for these apprenticeship programs where basically you get paid as an intern when you have a different background. So Twitter has it. I think Google had it. I think Facebook has one. I think, what's that rideshare company? The pink one, you guys, not Uber, whatever. They all probably have one, all for the sake of getting people with different backgrounds, aka Black people, Mexican people, because we all know we don't get educated the same. Not all school districts are the same because you went to a public school. It's not all the same for everyone. You guys don't all get the same funding. Not all neighborhoods are the same. So people are going to come up different. People are going to have way different cultures, and people are going to focus and care about different things and what the next ethnic group might care about. For example, stereotypes. Asian people. I'm not talking about just like Chinese Asian. I'm talking about also Indian Asian, Indian Asian. India's an Asia, whatever. I'm talking about like that. They're very math focused in their culture. That's what they push. They push math. And surprise, surprise, when you go into Facebook or Google, you're going to see a lot of Asian people, you're going to see a lot of Indian people, you're going to see a lot of white people. And that's just life, unfortunately. But it's also a big reason why I started this channel, is because I wanted people who look like me to at least know it's doable. Even people who don't look like me, I want y'all to just be able to look at coding and programming and just think, can I try that? Can I challenge myself? And maybe later on, you might love it, you might hate it, but at least you tried it. I hate when people look at something and think, I can't do this. I hate when people look at something and think, I'm not smart enough to do this. Of course you're not smart enough in this point in time, because guess what? You haven't started. You know nothing about this. What are you supposed to just start something and automatically be good at it? That's not how life works. I think that's it. Again, please share your opinions. I would love to hear it. And I'm not just saying that. If you guys want more talks like this, let me know. I'm sorry I didn't script this because honestly, I just wanted to talk more raw. I just wanted to be, speak from the chest, say it with my chest, just off the top of my brain. Yeah, share your opinions. Don't dislike the video because we're only talking about Black people. I know on the internet it's fun to dislike things and just discuss any type of race because you don't want to hear it, but yet you clicked on the video. None of my business. Have a good day.
Low. Yeah, 360 in the contract. Never that. I just take the contact. I bring it back. I'm running on the fast break. Behind the back. Yeah, this that penny stack.
He's passing me the rock. You might not get it back. They never gave a hand, now they wanna give it